this. Let's watch Tyson Fury on the back first of all. Okay, let's get back to that later. Okay, so Tyson Fury expects a farewell fight, or his farewell fight, at the end of 2020, the year 2020, after his WWE bout in Saudi Arabia and Deontay Wilder fixtures. Okay, so let's get into another picture. Where are we? Okay, so Tyson Fury envisages a farewell fight in 2020 and says he's long in the tooth for boxing at the age of 31. As we know, Fury will make his WWE wrestling debut on the 31st of October. I think that's next Thursday in Saudi Arabia. And Tyson Fury speaks and says, hopefully I'll have three fights next year, 2020. Wilder in February, Wilder in June, and then maybe a farewell fight in December, Fury told BBC Sports. Boxing is a young man's game, and I don't want to be in longer than I need to. I'm 31, getting long in the tooth of the sport. There are young men coming up, and Father Time catches up with everyone. Father Time does indeed catch up with everyone. Okay, I saw this earlier on. Okay, so it's important, well, pertinent to the next point. I have 5 kids at home and a wife, and I think it would be nice to spend a bit of time with those people after the sacrifices I have made my whole life. Yep, those are the 5 kids, and there is the wife. And indeed, you know, he spent the better part of his life, the bulk of his life, boxing in the boxing ring. And he's earned a few shillings, enough to see him through to his retirement and have a happy retirement and give his kids a good education. So why stay in the game for longer than you need to? It's a dangerous game, as we've seen 5 times this year. You know what 5 times I'm referring to. Okay, so the article goes on to say, where are we? Yeah, it talks about him going over to the WWE, as I've previously mentioned. That takes place 31st of October, which I believe is next Thursday. Well, it depends on when you're watching this, so let's just leave it at the 31st of October 2019. Fury says his venture into sports entertainment, I think they're referring to WWE, came as a means to keep active. And he was told that he couldn't train for 100 days after sustaining the cut in his bout against Sweden's Otto Wallin. His own promoter Frank Warren warned him against working with the organization and risking injury. But Fury says he had no doubts over the move, having taken a phone call. He jumped on a flight to LA for meetings the next day, very next day. Asked if he's told WWE officials that there are certain moves which are off bounds. He said, I haven't said anything. No holds barred. Do what you want to me. Batter me if you can. I've been learning a suplex, flips off the rope, really tough, demanding stuff. I'm going to come out circling, feint him a couple of times. Strowman is a giant of a man. I have speed on my side. Athleticism, I'm taller, better looking, but he can grab me in a bear hug and smash me to the floor. It will be a good fight. Everyone will be surprised as I have something up my sleeve. Something up your sleeve? Are they allowed to have sleeves in the WWE? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't really watch that shizzle. But many people do. So, carrying on with the article. It says, some voices in boxing think the February date is ambitious. But Fury believes his own calendar looks good despite his forthcoming WWE commitment. I only do boxing and sparring in camp anyway. says Fury, who lost 10 stone before ending a 30-month spell away from boxing. That was the period of time when he came back and he was retrospectively banned. So that period of time away from the game was effectively a banned period for the steroid, nandrolone, and cocaine, and of course the time he declined drug tests by drug testing officials. So that period was retrospectively a banned period. Tyson Fury goes on to say, I'll have a 6-week camp. I'm already on weight, already fit. So we'll work on some boxing and sparring. And we're in. It's not always been that way. I usually come out of a fight and put on 6 stone. And then I have a mountain to climb. Sap all my energy in the gym. And it would be so taxing I wouldn't want to go back in the gym. Now I'm the same weight as I was when I fought Tom Schwartz in June. I watch what I eat and train every day. Only Sundays off. So I go in fit now, ready to fight. Yeah. Then it'll be 3 weeks of boxing and 3 weeks of sparring, and that's it. 3 weeks of boxing and 3 weeks of sparring. I don't get it. I don't get it. 3 weeks of boxing and 3 weeks of sparring. What does that mean? Is sparring, what does it mean? Technique? Pad work? 3 weeks of boxing and 3 weeks of sparring. Okay, but whatever. So, let's get to the key pertinent points, which are Tyson Fury. Let me get to the headline. I get the bullet points. Where are the bullet points? Where are the bullet points? They've robbed me of the bullet points. That's in another article. Let me see if I can pull that up somewhere. Where are we? Yeah. Let's put space. Yeah. So, key pertinent points are, it's a young man's game. I've had my time in the sun. Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, sets his sights on just 3 more fights. 3 more fights. Tyson Fury takes on Braun Strowman. Yep, we know that. The Gypsy King is scheduled to rematch Deontay Wilder in February 2020. He says he's good for it. He says he's good for the date. However, Fury has said he sees himself competing in only 3 more bouts. I think we're talking about boxing bouts here. The 31-year-old also said he is above all other belts as a lineal champion. Well, no, I mean, you have to fight the best out there. You're not fighting the best out there. You fought Deontay Wilder once, and you bookended that with fights with Francesco Pianetta, Sefa Fury on the one end when you just came back, and then the other side you've had Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallins from Sweden. Not exactly world beaters, my friend. You're not fighting world beaters. Just one. You fought one world beater in 5 fights. I mean, the patience kind of wears thin. Let's not mince words about this. The patience wear thin. You've been fighting vastly subpar opposition. Not really fitting of the lineal title, really and truly. So, if it is the truth, if it is the case that Tyson Fury intends to retire, I think that's sensible. It's sensible. He had the fight with Klitschko, Vladimir, how you pronounce that? Klitschko. He beat Vladimir Klitschko. He shouldn't have been in the ring with him. He'd failed a drug test for nandrolone earlier in the year. And he also, after the Klitschko fight, failed a test for cocaine. And then further still declined another test. So, checkered career in terms of the drug testing. But, he had one significant victory in his career, and that was over Vladimir Klitschko. Beat Derek Chisora a couple times. And were those his best wins? Those were his best wins. 2 wins over Chisora and a win over Vladimir Klitschko. And then, of course, he was forced into retirement as he knew that he had some failed drug tests and was going to be banned, which he was banned retrospectively. So, on the plus side, he has made some money from the game. And he's put himself in a comfortable position now financially. He must be comfortable financially if he hasn't squandered his money. Of course, we know that he allegedly donated his purse from the Wilder fight. He donated the entire purse, apparently, allegedly, from the Wilder fight, and that was a very nice gesture. He doesn't speak about that. He likes to stay humble. But he has made, one can only imagine, enough money to retire now. He's made enough money to retire. Do I believe that he's gained $15 million from the WWE? No, I think that's just some normal, usual smoke and mirrors. But certainly he's not doing it for free. He's not doing it for free. He's had some disappointing turnouts, numbers-wise, in his 2 fights over in America, where he's headlined against Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin. Tom Schwartz, I think he sold 5,500 or 900 tickets, call it 6,000. And against Otto Wallin, he sold something like 3,500 or let's call it 600 tickets. So it hasn't been great over there, but he reputedly has a very nice deal with Top Rank. So he's earned enough money to retire. It's a dangerous game, as he quite correctly states. It's a young man's game, and he's going to earn a few dollars more with Deontay Wilder. So, yeah, why stay in the game longer than you have to? Why stay in the game longer than you have to? You make your money, and you get out once the fire starts to dim. You can't be half-stepping, half-assing it. Once you start talking about retirement, Dana White says once you start even thinking about retirement, it's time to get out of the game. It's not a game that you can be half-committed to. You have to be fully committed because it's a dangerous game. And so Tyson Fury is doing the wise thing. If you're thinking about retirement, get out. You've earned your money. You've made your money. Get out. You can retire lineal champion. What say you? It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. Tyson Fury intends to fight Deontay Wilder once more in 2020. Deontay Wilder twice in 2020, and then perhaps a farewell fight. Other reports says he intends to fight Deontay Wilder, then the winner of Joshua Ruiz. I don't know if he'd be in a position to face the winner of Joshua Ruiz, but if he was the if he beats Wilder, then he may be in a position to fight the winner of Joshua Ruiz, although I don't know contractually what the contract with Wilder says. We don't know, but for sure, he's looking at 3 fights in 2020, and then it's hasta la vista, baby. It's adios. He's out. Ghost mode. Get out of here. Go and live. He's gonna go and live life with his family. Maybe buy a boat. Go sailing. That's what I do. Go sailing in the Caribbean or wherever the seas are warm, wherever the sun is shining. And who can blame him? It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's